Hello and welcome students. Electronics online lecture series. In this series, today we will be discussing paper 1. Electronic paper 1. Modern electronic communication. This chapter consists of various types of communication systems. Satellite communication. A satellite is physical object that orbits or revolves around some celestial body. Satellites occur in nature. A satellite is kept in orbit by a balance between two forces, centripetal force and gravitational pull. A satellite revolves around the Earth in either circular or elliptical path. Geosynchronous satellite. To use a satellite for communications, relay or repeater purpose, continuous communication is necessary. For this purpose, geosynchronous or geostationary satellite is used. Geosynchronous satellites have fixed sub-satellite point, that is SSP, on the surface of Earth. Geosynchronous satellite provides continuous and uninterrupted communication over the desired area. Continuous antenna tracking is not necessary, and three such satellites can cover entire Earth's surface except small areas near North and South poles. As shown in this diagram, use of satellite as a relay station. If a transmitting station cannot communicate directly with one or more receiving stations because of line of sight restrictions, then a satellite can be used as a relay station, as shown in this diagram, for which there are two stations. One is transmitting station and another one is receiving station. For transmitting the signal, uplink used is of 6 GHz and downlink is of 4 GHz. This diagram shows satellite transponder. It consists of receiving antenna, low noise amplifier LNA, mixer, local oscillator, power amplifier and transmitting antenna. LNA amplifies the weak uplink signal. Mixer and local oscillator work as frequency translator. The downlink frequency signal is amplified by power amplifier and transmitted back to the earth by transmitting antenna. This is the combination of transmitter and receiver. The basic function of this transponder is amplification and frequency translation. As shown in this diagram, uplink is of 6 GHz and downlink is of 4 GHz. Data communication. Data communication is the transmission of binary or digital information from one point to another. This system permits the transfer of information between computers and also permit the remote operation of a computer from a terminal. Digital signals are binary and that have two states, that is logic 0 and logic 1. So accordingly the data can be transferred. There are two types, serial data transfer and parallel data transfer. This is a serial data communication in which from computer A to computer B, the data transmission is in series. Each bit transmit, that is the least significant bit is transmitted first and most significant bit last. Each bit is transmitted for a fixed interval of time. The voltage levels representing each bit appears on a signal data line one after another until the entire word has been transmitted. As shown above, 8 bits are transferred at a time having start and stop bit. This data communication is sequential and time-consuming process. The next one is parallel data communication. Here, all bits of a code, that is the word is transmitted simultaneously. So at a time, we can transmit the whole data. It is used for short distance. The receiving circuit is a storage register in case of parallel data communication. Now, the next communication is frequency shift keying modem, that is a modulation and demodulation. Although voice is a primary signal carried by the telephone system, this network is now widely used to carry digital information. A modem is a device containing both modulator and demodulator. It is used to convert binary signals into analog signals capable of being transmitted over telephone lines and to demodulate such analog signals and reconstruct the equivalent binary output. What is FSK modem? Frequency shift keying is the frequency modulation system in which digital information is transmitted through the discrete frequency change of a carrier wave. Block diagram shows FSK modem in which Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter UART is a digital IC used to perform parallel to serial and vice versa data transfer. Long distance data communication uses serial binary data. Most data transfer and operation inside the computer are parallel. The UART performs the necessary conversion. Each modem contains FSK modulator and demodulator. Therefore, both send and receive operations are possible. Bypass filter at the input to each modem separate two tones. In upper modem, BPF allows frequencies between 1950 and 2300 Hz and to pass. Therefore, 2025 and 2225 Hz tones will be passed. The lower modem has BPF that passes only lower frequency tones, that is 1070 and 1270 Hz generated internally. Due to FSK, serial data transmission can occur at high rates. So modem is a device that enables computer to send and receive data over telephone cables. It consists of modulator and demodulator. The main function of modem is to convert digital signal into analog signal. It converts information from digital mode to analog mode and vice versa. It refers as digitization or digitizing. So this is again the same block diagram which consists of two modems, and the data transmission can be done with the help of FSK modem. This shows that how actual data transmission takes place. FSK is a digital modulation technique. So in case of digital modulation technique, how information can be transmitted, you can take a look with the help of this diagram. The next thing is networking. Types of networks and also why the networking is necessary. In many communication systems, a user may communicate with many stations. For a station to communicate with another station, some form of connection or link must be established. If wired communication is used, each station must be connected to all other stations with which communication is desired. So this interaction of one station to many is known as networking, and each station is called as node. There are three different types of networks: LAN, MAN and WAN. This diagram shows three different networks, that is LAN, MAN and WAN. Now in detail, let us study. This is LAN, Local Area Network. This is the smallest network which covers shorter distance. Nodes or users usually are computers or terminals. It permits software and data sharing. It can be interconnected to another system. So the example is computer lab. Next one is MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. It is a medium-sized network. Communication is only in one way. Example is local cable television system. And here each home acts as node. The next one is wide area network, that is WAN. It is a large network. Example is long distance telephone system. Along with voice communication, data communication is also possible in telephone networks if modems are used. Network topologies. Network topologies are nothing but the way in which all networks can be connected together. The stations or nodes can be interconnected in many ways to form network. These different network configurations or arrangements are called as network topologies. As shown in this diagram, star topology, ring topology, bus topology, tree topologies are different topologies. The first one is a star topology. This network consists of a central controller node and each individual stations. The communication from one station to another station must take place through central controller station. Advantages are excellent control, facilities sharing. Failure of one node does not disable the system, but the disadvantages are slow speed response during heavy use and limited number of nodes possible. The next one is ring topology. There is no central controller station. All stations are connected to form a continuous loop. Each small box in this diagram is the interface circuitry. Stations or nodes have the ability to recognize their assigned code or address and the capability of retransmitting received signal. In this ring topology, the direction of communication is unidirectional. Advantages are lowest cost and it can be expanded easily. But disadvantages are slow speed and if one station fails, the whole system fails. Third configuration or topology is LAN. In this LAN topology, the bus cable is provided. Each station is nothing but a file server. So the whole data can be shared on the bus line. Fiber optic communication. How fiber optic communication works. First, let us see this thing. Unlike copper wire transmission, where the transmission entirely depends on electrical signals passing through the cable, the fiber optic transmission involves transmission of signals in the form of light from one point to another point. So this source is of LED whose amplitude, frequency, phase must remain stable and free from fluctuation in order to have efficient transmission. The light beam from one source is carried by a fiber optic cable to the destination circuitry. This is the block diagram of fiber optic communication. The receiver circuit consists of photodetector along with appropriate electronic circuit which is capable of measuring magnitude, frequency and phase of the optic field. This type of communication uses the wavelength near to the infrared band that are just above the visible range. Both LED and laser can be used as light sources based on the application. It consists of main parts as coder, light source, fiber optic cable and receiver. Coder. In this coder or converter, three main types of information carried by fiber optic cables are voice, video and computer data. So the first information is converted into a form compatible with the medium. Continuous analog signals are converted into series of digital pulses by ADC. Computer data can be directly given as in the form of digital form. The next block is light source. These digital pulses are used to switch off and on a powerful light source very rapidly. For short distances, the light source is light emitting diode. Infrared beams or solid state lasers can also be used. Now the next one is the fiber optic cable. The light beam pulses are then fed into the fiber optic cable. Light beams have large information carrying capacity. Fiber optic cable has very less attenuation than electric cables over long distances. It is smaller, lighter and stronger than electrical cable, and also it has wide bandwidth. The last block is the receiver block. At the receiving end, the light sensitive device such as light detector or photocell is used to detect the light pulses. It converts the light pulses into electrical signal. These pulses are amplified and reshaped back into digital form. They are fed to decoder, that is D to A converter, where the original video or voice is recovered. Now the advantages and disadvantages of fiber optic cables. They are small in size, wider bandwidth, lower loss is observed, light in weight. Then they are very strong, so the strength wise is they are very stronger than electrical cables and greater safety. Disadvantages such as small size and brittleness makes it much more difficult to work with. Special expensive tools and techniques are required. It is more costly due to difficulty of manufacturing it. Applications of fiber optic cables, WAN and LAN computer networks, in aircraft communication and many more. Also in shipboard communication, college campus, local and long distance telephone system, TV, studio, nuclear plant. So everywhere these fiber optic cables can be used. Cellular radio system. Basic concept of cellular radio system is that instead of serving a given geographical area with a single transmitter and receiver, the area is divided into many smaller areas known as cells. Each cell covers only small area and contains its own receiver and low power transmitter. The desired service area is divided into many cells. Each cell is connected by a telephone line to Master Control Center known as Mobile Telephone Switching Office (MTSO). The MTSO controls all the cells and provides the interface between each cell and main telephone office. As the vehicle containing the telephone passes through a cell, it is served by that cell receiver. The telephone call is routed through. The block diagram of cellular radio system consists of transmitter, frequency synthesizer, receiver, logic unit, control unit and handset. These are the main blocks of or main elements of radio unit. Transmitter is a low power FM unit operating in the frequency range of 825 to 845 MHz. The transmitter output is fed to duplexer or isolator that allows the transmitter and receiver to share the same antenna. The frequency synthesizer develops all signals used by transmitter and receiver. When a mobile unit indicates or is it to receive a cell, MTSO computer selects an unused channel. Logic unit consists master control circuitry. It contains microprocessor with random access memory and read-only memory and additional circuitry used for interpreting signals from MTSO. The control unit contains the handset with speaker and microphone. It also contains a complete touch-tone dialing circuit. The control unit is operated by a separate microprocessor that drives the LCD display and other indicators. The microprocessor memory allows storage of often called numbers and an auto dial feature. So, in this way, we have studied all communication systems. Thank you.